Something I've heard a lot in my 18 years of teaching is the statement, I can't do maths, or something along those lines. And I'm here to tell you that anyone, and I mean anyone, can learn maths given the right tools, right teaching, and the right confidence. Take me, for example. And this isn't a lie, this is a true story. I haven't made this up. When I was at school, maths was my absolute worst subject. I hated it with a passion. I would be the one saying, oh, I've got maths next, and I would be dreading it. And it wasn't anything to do with my teacher. My teacher was great, by the way, if you're watching this. But it was, unfortunately, the way that it was taught back then was quite dull and quite boring. And it used to be very much the teacher would write an example on the whiteboard, we'd then have to copy it down, and then it would be turn to page 20, complete exercise 31C. It just wasn't taught in the most engaging or relevant way. And I was very much a creative person that needed hands-on tasks and for things to be relevant. I loved drama, and I definitely preferred English. And here I am now, 22 years since I've left school, 18 years teaching maths, and I would never have believed in a million years that this is what I would have ended up doing. In fact, if you went back now to my past self and told me this, I would probably laugh at you and say, absolutely no way will that happen. And here I am. And now I absolutely love it, and I'm passionate about it. And I want to share that with you. I have seen thousands of students over the years go up from grade 1 to grade 4 or grade 5 to grade 8 in a very short space of time. And when they've plateaued for years and haven't really sort of been able to make progress and haven't really gelled with the subject. And that's because somewhere along the line, they have stopped believing that they can do maths. It's not that they haven't got the ability to do that. And I've heard them say, they've joined my classes for the first time, and I've not taught them before, and I've heard them say, I just can't do maths. I just don't get on with maths. I don't gel with maths. And that simply isn't true. As I said, I've seen them make a huge amount of progress over a very short amount of time once that confidence has been unlocked. And I've taught from the very lowest sets right the way up to the top set. So this applies to children at any stage or any age. And it's just about rebuilding that confidence back up again, and making the child believe that they can succeed. So I think there's three things really that are really, really important when it comes to maths. So the first one I've already mentioned is confidence and belief. That's extremely powerful. So making sure that is rebuilt is number one. Number two is about the way it's taught. So as I said, when I was at school, it was quite dull and quite boring, and that's where it didn't resonate with me. I had ability in the subject, but I just didn't engage or connect with it. And we've got so many tools now at our disposal, not like when I was back at school, that you can make it relevant and engaging. And actually, maths can be fun. I mean, I never in a million years would have thought I'd be saying this, but it really can. It can be fun. And maths is everywhere. We use it so much more than we realise. And that's another thing I hear. Oh, what's the point of me learning this? I'm never going to use this. Yes, okay, you may not directly use every single piece of maths that you learn in school, but lots of it, yes, you do. And especially in very certain types of jobs, there's lots of maths that apply. But also, even the maths that you don't use, maths is really good for your brain, and it's enjoyable when you are able to problem solve and get things right. And it's very logical, and it has lots of steps to it. So there's lots of really useful things. But yeah, making it relevant and the way it's taught is number two. That's really important. And then thirdly, the final thing is the teacher that your child has. That's really important. So when choosing a teacher or when choosing online classes, if you're someone that is a home educating parent and you have a child that's struggling, make sure that there is that connection there, because without that, you're already off to a false start. So you need to make sure that you have that teacher-student relationship, because that is really powerful as well. So yeah, that's why I have started Maths with Miss Murray, to support students and home educating families that are struggling with maths, that don't have that belief that they can do maths. So I'm here to provide free resources, support and guidance, and I'm also offering online GCSE Maths classes starting from September. So If you have a child that is struggling with home education and just not getting it, then follow along. I'd love you to follow along for this journey. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also visit my website, and there you will find free resources, some ideas for teaching at home if you want to do it yourself. I'm also preparing a free scheme of work that will be available by September that you can do. And if your child is somebody that needs that interaction with somebody and needs to have that one-to-one, I will also be doing online classes, GCSE classes, maximum of 10 students per class, starting from September, and all that information is available on my website. So I'd just like to leave you with one last thing. Just remember, anyone can do maths, and it might be that you think at the moment, I can't do maths, but it isn't that you can't do maths. You just can't do it yet.